Tonight we're revisiting Led Zeppelin versus...
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, rock on. And now it's time for the Thamesmen. Yay! Hello, George.
Hello, mate. We are the Thamesmen. How you doing, Alex?
Good. And for those who haven't seen our TV program before, what we do is we take a band and we try and pick a track each and see who gets the highest score. And we always try and pick a live track. And we've done Led Zeppelin recently. And we've decided to revisit because we enjoyed it so much, huh?
Well, and also, it was a draw.
Yes, it was.
It was a draw.
Yes.
And I also need to call foul.
Why?
Foul.
Why?
I think you cheated.
I can't cheat.
You
give
can
the
cheat.
score.
Okay.
No?
Okay. So the scoreboard is down right now because we're on a new month.
Yes.
Let me lay my case out, Your Honor.
Well,
are you ready?
No. Let's just leave it be.
No. Let's go.
No, let's leave it be because down here to watch Led Zep, you know. Not hear you whinge that you lost.
Just want to straighten the record, Your Honor. So you picked, under the pretenses of it being Lord of the Rings, Immigrant Song, when in fact it was about Valhalla, which is Vikings, which is a confused. But then taking it a stage further, I did recall commenting that the video seemed a bit strange and a bit odd, I think. And now reading all our comments, and I should have written a note down of the people who provided this evidence. It turns out that it was recorded audio in one place, and the video was not actually even the Immigrant Song. It was edited together to make it look like the Immigrant Song.
You're a bit of a nitpicker, aren't you?
Just so.
It's just nitpicking, you know.
Okay. All right. So, have you got a real song this time?
I do. And you're going to...
Thank you, subscribers, for keeping this straight. I appreciate it.
You're going to nitpick this one as well.
That's...
Should I tell you why?
Why?
Because it's Page and Plant. It's
not
Led Zep.
Okay. All right.
And there's a reason why I'm picking this, is because if you go back and watch the video, George and I, once upon a time, there was a party when we stayed up way too late, and about 4:00 in the morning, we had a cup of tea when everyone had gone to bed, and we put this album on, and it just, you know, it's one of my all-time favorite. So, you know,
we were a bit like the two Ronnies. Do you remember the two Ronnies?
Oh, yeah.
Where they'd sit in bed with a cup of tea in their pajamas,
watching the sun come up, and everyone crashing out on the floor around us, and we're listening to the Egyptian strings. We were everyone.
Any of our American friends will have no idea who the two Ronnies were, but they were quality 70s comedy in England. Well, you put a picture of the two Ronnies.
Well, this is to hark back to our friendship. So rather than go for Led Zeppelin, I went to an album that we both absolutely love, and not only that, I went for Gallows Pole, which is really super accessible off this album. You know, it's a really amazing arrangement, and there's lots. It seems like you either had to be bald or have lots of hair to get into this lineup. They're the two criteria.
Okay. All right. I look forward to it because it was a classic, absolute classic. But I don't know where is this one recorded? Do you know?
Yes, the Jules Holland Show. So for the Jules Holland Show, for those who don't know, it's an English TV program. Jules Holland's a musician from Squeeze, really good keyboardist, and he plays with the band. So it's a show hosted by one of our famous English musicians, playing to other musicians. So it's a real muso love off. And, you know, that's where it's recorded.
He had great bands come through, and they just go from one to the next to the next. They were just amazing.
Yeah, but they're all in a circle. So it's just musicians playing to musicians with him in the center, and he might play along. And it really is just musicians appreciating musicians. I love that show.
Yeah. Excellent.
Right.
All right. Well, let's do it. This sounds perfect.
Good. Robert Plant, Jimmy Page performing Gallows Pole live on Jules Holland Show. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, boom.
Did a little while. I think I see my friends coming right in many a mile. So friends, you get some silver, you get a little gold. What did you bring me, my dear friend, to keep me from the gallows pole? Bring me, keep me from the gallows pole. I couldn't get no silver, I couldn't get no gold. You know we're too damn poor, keep me from the gallows pole. Hangman, hangman, hold it a little while. I see my brother coming right in many miles. But you got some silver, you got a little gold. What did you bring me, my brother, from the gallows pole? Now, brother, I bought you silver, I bought a little gold, I bought a little everything to keep you from the gallows pole. Yes, I bought you, keep you from the gallows pole. Hangman, hangman, it took me a while. I think I've seen my sister coming right in many a mile. Oh, yeah. Sister, I'm for you. Take it by my hand. Take it to some shady bar. Sing it from the mouth of this man. Please take it. Sing it from the mouth of this man, 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 man. Hangman, hangman, upon your face a smile. Tell me that it's you. Right for me and mine. You sit there and fight. Want my blood cold. You want my blood boiled. Keep me from the gallows pole. Your brother ain't bought me silver, sister won my soul. But now I laugh and put sore. See you swinging on the gallows pole. You know I laugh and put sore. See you swinging on the gallows pole. 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 Swinging on the gallows pole, yeah. I keep swinging. I keep swinging. I keep swinging. I keep swinging. Oh, yeah. See it's your Marjorie Dawn. I'm gonna swing. See it's your like a my dog. I'm gonna swing. Yeah. 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 Swing on the gallows pole. Swing on the gallows pole. Swing on the gallows pole. Swing on the gallows pole.
Ah, that was a brilliant choice.
Oh, I don't care if I lose this battle. I love that.
I love that too. That is so good. And when the hurdy-gurdy player comes in, you know, it's a great. And
No,
then when
for
they pick
me-
up the tempo and they just,
And for me,
brilliant.
it was like a long string on the back of that drummer that they pulled out, and he's waiting there. And when it, and then
yeah, right, just off he goes.
he was brilliant. They were all brilliant, and it was it's my favorite rendition from No Quarter, which the album which is just there. if you love if you love Led Zeppelin, that's the album to get. It's very ethnic. It's got Egyptian strings with the most amazing version of Kashmir ever. And it's just brilliant rearrangements of their songs.
I mentioned it in one of the previous videos, was that I saw them on that tour, the No Quarter tour. They were down in Sao Paulo, and a guy from the studio said, I have got tickets on the floor in this huge stadium in Sao Paulo. And we went down there, and it's a hot, humid night. A little bit of drizzle came down early on. A Brazilian crowd had sold the place out.
Wow.
And it was, we were right on the floor, and you couldn't, I remember this, you couldn't buy beer on the floor when you're on the floor section, but on the raised bits, there was bars. So these people set up a business where they'd go and buy beer, and then they'd throw a cup over the top of this cage, and then they had a funnel, and then they'd fill up your glass, and you give them money through the
way, really?
Go back and buy more beer for you, so you could drink that. And you know, obviously people were smoking a bit, and a bit of craziness going on.
Was it fun?
And when they came on, Page and Plant came on as just like themselves, two of them, and then they did a couple of songs, just very mellow acoustic kind of songs, and then they go, you know, and now we're going to introduce, you know, a bass player, and they had a bass player, and then they go get a drummer, and now we're going to bring on a French hurdy-gurdy player, and they did that, and then after that the concert went manic, the whole thing, and it ended up like the last 3 or 4 tracks, the whole Sao Paulo Municipal Orchestra behind them. And if anyone has video of this out there, I would pay. I've looked for versions of it. If anyone's got any video of that Sao Paulo concert, I would love to see it. I'd pay good money to see that. It was.
I've never seen them. Would love to see them. They played at Glastonbury in '95, and I didn't see them. That would have been a Page and Plant on tour. I would have loved to see them. But you know who was absolutely pissed off with that? John Paul Jones. So he wasn't invited. He wasn't invited. And then I think they got some award. It might have even been the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something like that. Something huge. 3 of them went up there, and publicly in front of the whole crowd, John Paul Jones leant forward and said, "Nice of you to remember my telephone number." I was like, but you know, John Paul Jones, he went off. You know, he produced the Datsuns.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I love the Datsuns.
I love the Datsuns. And anyone who really wants some kind of early Zepp kind of thrash, go and listen to Something from Hell. Something Mother Effer from Hell. Yeah. Off their first album. And also, I went
a picture down there of the Datsuns. That's awesome. That'd be awesome.
And quickly on that album. And quickly on the Datsuns, they were playing the Hammersmith Odeon, and I was at work. Not the Shepherd's Bush Empire. And I was at work, and I had tickets, and I had to take this guy flew in, and I totally forgot, and I had to take him out for the evening. He was a consultant for like Anderson, you know, and it's like, oh my God. So I said, well, I've got tickets for the Datsuns, you know, and it was like, there was like, you know, and he was really square. And I remember that the gig, we started drinking, and the gig kicked off and whatever. And then I saw him at the front of the stage with a shirt off at the end going, motherfucking hell, motherfucking and I basically had the Anderson account from there on in. He loved it. I loved it. They were great. Brilliant. Best night ever. Right.
That's the way to do business, really.
I know. He had a wild night. Right. Okay.
You got photos to prove it?
No, there's none. No phones back then. Otherwise, there would be. Yeah. All right.
I think gigs are way better when people didn't have phones the whole time, try to take video of it and hold them up in front of your face. You know, I really.
Yeah, but you can't win, right? When you see an artist and he said, you know, no smoking because of my throat, or no video because you ruin it for everyone, you just think, what a ponce. So you can't win, can you? You know, you can't win.
Yeah, no.
So you let them or you don't let them. But, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Good. It's time for...
Bangers or Wangers.
Okay, welcome back.
We're ready.
Even the music in between for Wangers or Bangers was Led Zep. That's how much of a Led Zep evening it is, eh?
We're all Led Zep all the time. So, yeah. Any other suggestions on Led Zep? Please put them here. Like and subscribe. You know,
Yes.
we really appreciate knowing you're out there. We love your comments. Really love
actually,
the comments and the discussions. Awesome.
It really helps us in the world of algorithms. The more,
Mhm.
if you've got this far, which kudos to you for hanging in there, just because it really helps us move up the channel and other people
Yeah.
can see it.
We have plans. We have plans.
Right. So it is my track. You're going first to rate the track.
Well, I you know, I can't not love that track because of all the reasons we talked about, because of, you know, tea in bed and Sao Paulo and being Page and Plant and being just magic, and then Jules Holland's show, which was always great.
Yeah.
I'm going big. I'm going 9.2.
Bloody hell, that is big. It's an album which we were just chatting about off on another bit, saying you can't stream it. I bought that album 3 times. No quarter. It's one of my all-time favorite albums. The arrangements, obviously, you know, watching the sun come up with a cup of tea, listening to Kashmir with the Egyptian strings was a magical moment. I absolutely love it, like you. And I actually the song itself is a good song. That you can pick better songs, right? You can pick Kashmir, you can pick whatever, but that rendition, I'm going in for a 9. I'm going in for a 9. Straight 9 is a good song.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good scores all around.
Really good
So is it
score.
time? Get the computer fired up. Shovel
Wind
some
up.
coal in it, please. And what did we say? 9 and a 9.2. So that's a 18.4.
No, 18.2.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, time to move to Mark III laser scoreboard.
Yeah, obviously not enough. Oh, obviously not enough coal in there. He said confidently. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what that is.
All right.
Not many choices. Straight in at the slot. Look at that.
And for those who don't know, every month we clean the board and we just picking tracks which we love, and it was so spoiled. I mean, look, we've had Fleetwood Mac Dreams, we've had Fleetwood Mac Tusk, and now we've had Led Zeppelin Gallows poll. And we're going to go on to part 2, which is fantastic.
And the historical record of the previous laser scoreboards is on our Instagram account. So
yes,
check that in our bio if you wish.
And we do have an email, which is down bottom. And
so is it time then? Oh, what?
It is. It is time for
Cozy Corner.
All right.
So Cozy Corner, we have a letter.
We do. Looking at our intro this week, we almost received 2 letters.
Yeah.
Including this one from Mrs. Cunningham, who wishes
Mrs. Cunningham is particularly prolific with her letter writing. What does Mrs. Cunningham have to say?
Mrs. Cunningham
makes it in the credits, doesn't she?
She does. She's on the credits.
Okay.
Mrs. Cunningham, who writes in a capacity as the Undersecretary for South Oxfordshire Psychic Insomniacs Trust.
Oh, that group again, right? Yeah, okay.
Dear Thamesmen, I know what you're thinking.
Still. Really?
And the answer is no.
Yeah.
I am writing as I am appalled by the torrent of blatant filth from your recent program with terms such as they've got a massive hit on their hands. That was a satisfying performance. And worst of all, what a great horn selection.
She seems to get hung up on these things. Carry on. Yeah.
If you do not clean up your language, I will never listen to your program again. Yours faithfully, Mrs. Cunningham, from Wild Shag Cottage, Upper Sheep's Bottom, in South Oxfordshire.
South Oxfordshire. That was just down the road from where you lived, wasn't it?
Well, no, I was down at Jolly Handshake Grip Cottage, but we were both up the Sheep's Bottom Lane.
Sheep's Bottom Lane. I mean,
where did you? This is for real.
Like
this is for real. Where the house that your grandparents lived in? I know the name. What was the name of the house?
It wasn't the house that the grandparents lived in. It was the house that I lived in.
Yours, Badger's Bottom.
Badger's Bottom. I could share a picture with you of the house sign of Badger's Bottom. I'll send it to you here.
Yeah, I mean, you could not get more English. Where do you live? I live in Badger's Bottom.
Do
You
you,
know,
do you know how much crap I got at school because I lived in a house called Badger's Bottom? It was an absolute freaking nightmare.
I can
I
imagine. It's like,
like mercilessly teased about living in a badger's botty and things like
George, where do you live? Bottom.
that. Exactly.
You could tell you're privately educated. Winston, where do you live? Flamingo scrotum. Just like you get Winterbottom. Please put down, Smithers.
Yeah.
Smithers,
Arthur, where do you live? Italy. Anywhere? No, whole of Italy.
where do you live, Johnson? Number 28. Boy, people don't have numbers in the house names. Right. Well, good.
Well-
Excellent. See.
Now, was she complaining to us, or would she
yes.
got the wrong people again?
No, she was complaining to us.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to moderate our language for fuck's sake. This is just ridiculous.
I think she's going to get hooked up on Badger's Bottom. I'm sorry, but we can't help you, Mrs. Cunningham. You're a bit of a complainer, and I think you've got the wrong end of the stick, shall we say?
Pole. The wrong
pole,
wrong
no,
end of
the
pole.
gallows pole.
The gallows pole, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Good.
Nice tie in there.
All right. Well, you see, I'm raring to go with my Led Zep track, part 2, and it's going to be a tough one to beat on Gallows Pole, to be honest with you, but I'm going to give it my best.
Good. See you.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
2, 3, 2. Good night. Oh,
that's rubbish. That's going to make all the difference in comedy gold, that one.
It's going to be valuable on our Christmas DVDs that get pushed out,
If you kept any of our material apart from throwing it away like it's not worth it.
If you don't become a Patreon member, we're going to send a shit to your email. All right. 3.